lived during World War II, and that was really something. We had a man here by the name of L.M. Browning, and he had a car dealership. He would loan a bus, and we had a chaperone, and we went down to Camp Perry and Fort Eustis, and we were hostesses and danced with all the gentlemen. We, on Saturday nights at the community house, we had a USO and had sandwiches.
And, we collected all the gum wrappers and cigarette wrappers, made them up into balls, and they would be picked up and taken, to fight for the war effort.
Let me tell you about that. The Monkey Tea Room. Today it's a Bogart Center, but Martin Boone and his mother, they built that in the late 30s. It's right just around the corner where I live today. And tea room. But that place was crowded with CBs from Camp Perry. Every weekend, dances, and I remember the place, the two fireplaces, and all that stuff. That was really buzzing then. And then, of course, we had this down here, all this busing business, taking servicemen to the cities on the weekend, Washington, wherever it is. That's right here in town. They had that business.
When I was growing up, the town was so busy during World War II that I'd like to roller skate. And on Saturdays, you couldn't roller skate on the sidewalk. There were so many people. The town officer had a difficult time keeping the cars from double parking because there was no room to park. There was so much commotion going on.
Many a time during the war, we had servicemen who slept on our couch, on our floor, and they hitchhiked back. But it was so nice because we had rations, and we saved those rations for the weekend so we could give them to the servicemen. We also had blackouts, and when I went to school, I was an airplane spotter that came from Fort Eustis up here with flashcards to teach us how to spot a plane.
Crosby Thompson, again, he was the big shot. He built an airport up at Lee's Farm, where Ocean Farm is today. Lee, that was his third brother, Robert E. Lee's farm. And he built an airport with 2 grass strips. And if you come over one strip, you come over the country club today, you go over the other strip, you come over the bridge. I knew exactly. Because every time a plane would fly, I'd run from my home all the way up to the airport to see a plane on the ground. Many a time I made that trip. And what happened, the Army and the Navy used that airport for training. They would put flags out there like an aircraft carrier, like land, take off, land. That's all day long planes. And he was really in with the Army and Navy. I've seen big Keystone bombers there. I said those old Ford tri-motor planes there. And I made a minute trip running up and looking at these planes. The governor came down. I remember the governor. And my dad organized a band, Port Richmond Band, because that's what Port Richmond. And he had 2 sons in it, 2 Robin boys, some other, a small band was a band. And unfortunately, the governor came down before they were ready to play. But Thompson had them out there, and when the governor got there, all they knew was one song, over there. They played over there, and later on they played over there. That's all they played all day. Well, they played for the governor. And then, Mr. Thompson wanted to put lights in the airport. So he installed lights. And for dedicating the lights, all for that night, all the brass from the airports and everything came down, and he was entertaining them at his home on the Monkey River there, and he had a heart attack and died that night dedicating those lights, and that was it. One thing I'll never forget, during his funeral there, I never seen so many planes flying overhead, got all his friends, flying overhead. I'll never forget that.
But after the war ended, it dropped tremendously. Of course, the sailors were gone. Things started moving out a lot more. The business district, which was about 4 or 5 blocks long, that started to dry up some. So it was a big change in that time, and that started occurring in the early 50s on.